Thank you for staying with us. This is Journalist Hangout on Sunday, and I still have Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Mayor Akikpelu in the studio. Amid dwindling government revenue and bleak economic outlook, Nigeria cannot afford sabotage in whatever ramification. The Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, says it recorded 240 incidents of crude oil thefts and pipeline vandalism in the Niger Delta in 1 week. In a documentary on its social media handle, NNPC said most of the incidents occurred in Bayelsa State between July 15th and 21st. The company explained that it discovered 93 illegal pipeline connections and 69 illegal refineries. Jide, we are not patriotic in this country. Everything does not boils down to government. And when we have installations like this and our people that are stuck in trade, it's just any way to pull government down. Last week we talked about the second Niger bridge. So look at this situation now.
No, I don't think this one's, I don't think we are interested in pulling down the government. They simply want to make money. They simply want to make money by any means possible.
Busting our pipelines.
You see, sometimes even those pipelines are not carrying crude. They bust gas pipelines. You know, and when you breach gas pipelines, you have merely wasted your time because you cannot pipe the gas. There is no means by which you can pipe. The whole thing will just escape. You can't pipe it. You know, so what is the point? A lot of them still think that, just like we had in the 90s, that these pipelines are actually carrying refined petrol. It is because of our inability to keep those pipelines safe that the idea of sending petroleum products from Lagos to the big depots actually stopped. Because what is the point? You send petrol through the pipelines and some people go and break the pipelines midway, and you not just lose money, but there is damage to the environment and all that. So I think it was a former Minister of State for Petroleum that told us some time ago when we met him that there were too many saboteurs within the system and that they wanted to find out what the extent of the work of these saboteurs, that they announced that they announced in the office that they were going to send pipelines to some depots. Because if we were able to do that, all of these tankers coming down to Lagos to lift products, there will have been no need for that. In Suleja, even in Ilorin, we have pipelines where Buhari was the one who built those depots. So we have pipelines connecting those depots to the source of petrol. But people could keep breaching them. So they lied to NNPC staff that they were going to send petrol to pipelines. What they did was that on that day, it was actually water that they sent. But the pipeline suffered breaches in dozens of places, which means they are told their people, we are going to send petrol to the depots through the pipelines. They didn't know that. They just use it to test the waters. It turned out that, look, if they had actually pumped petrol to those pipelines, the same problem, the same thing will have happened, because they will have been breached in several areas and we will have lost the petrol that we try to send to those places. Well, they don't even get there, because along the way, these boys will step in and try to steal. You know, so it's economic sabotage, but these guys are just trying to make money in a crooked manner. 93 illegal pipeline connections and 69 illegal refineries. They keep destroying the refineries, but these guys keep building those illegal refineries. In fact, what is it called, are now involved in the Air Force. They've now involved the Air Force in bombing those illegal. Once they see that the refinery is active, they will send the planes to go and drop bombs on them. But these boys, within a short time, they will come up with another illegal refineries where they steal crude.
Who are those encouraging these people, these guys? Because when they are refining crude, who will be these
let me start by saying that as bad as this story is, as bad as it is, I am very happy. Why am I happy? It is important that we are discovering these illegal pipelines and refineries. Before, these people were operating, nobody was saying anything about it. Everybody talked that, crude theft is affecting us, but nobody did anything about it. But since a new sheriff is in town, I've seen that there is a lot of effort and they're discovering a lot of these illegal activities. It is good, because when you discover it, you have reduced the numbers of those stealing our crude. That is that. So now come to your question, who are the beneficiaries? It is the big people within the society. The other time, they exposed NNPC and the security agencies, exposed one pipeline, and the head of the security agencies that went there said he has never seen anything that sophisticated. That it costs a lot of money because they must have brought engineers to site to be able to do the level of the pipeline that they saw. Which means that it is the rich people within that community, within the same Niger Delta, that are behind these things. All these boys that they see, like that guy that we saw carrying crude, those are not the owners of the business. Yes. The owners of the business are people that can invest money, because it takes a lot of money. You need a big tanker to be able to take this crude outside our shores. So it is those who have the means. Those are the people. And it is important for us to find a way to get at these people. Yes, I'm happy because we are discovering more. We are running them out of business. But we need to go to the financiers, those who are behind this thing. Without them, they will recruit a new set of boys, and they will continue doing what they are doing.
Do you know how different is this this pipeline vandals compared to those that used to steal our crude oil?
It's still the same set of people. People want to steal crude oil. They want to check if the pipeline is bearing crude oil. Some don't know. Some think that it is actually refined petrol that will come out of it. They just want to try. Let me break this. Let me see what comes out of it. And in the process, sometimes when they break, it is gas, which makes a thoroughly wasted effort. Now, these guys, there are some that are stealing even directly from the oil well head. There are some stealing directly. Yes, they just connected the network of pipelines going straight to the oil well head, and they are sending it. Someone even said directly they are sending this thing to some terminal of their own from where they will be taken abroad. So the level of stealing,
conspirators.
Yes, the level of stealing of our oil is gargantuan. No country should allow this level of theft to go on, because those guys are even behaving like that. Nobody can stop them. The more we destroy, the more they come out with these refineries. It's a multi-billion dollar project. And even some of the foreign oil companies are also not helping matters. These are the same people who are meant to pay some percentage to NDDC to help NDDC in his funding endeavor, but they are not paying. For so many years, these guys have refused to pay. And the EFCC even got involved at some point to help the NDDC collect money from these IOCs, but they are just not interested. So the theft of our oil is massive, and that's why our oil output is going down. There's no way your oil output will go up given this level of stealing.
Leakages.
On a daily basis, people are stealing in the region of 500,000 barrels. That's why we can't meet our target. The target that OPEC gave us, we can't meet it. We've been overtaken by Angola and even what on Libya.
Libya, yeah.
Is that bad? Everybody's making money at this time from crude oil. We are not making, we are not, it costs a lot more to produce a barrel of crude oil than many Nigerians know. But the way to actually make a lot more money is to produce more. Wow. A lot of the IOCs too, some of their companies have left. Some have left because of the unimaginable level of theft. They've left. So we are not, and when they leave, it affects the oil output because who has replaced them? Until you replace them, that shorting will be there. So we are losing a lot because we let this thing go on for too long. And Ashwaju has made it clear that he wants to make as much money as possible from oil. And that's why you can see people think he just decided to cultivate Asari for nothing. It's because he needs to get those guys to assist him in catching the people behind this thing. And you can see Polo too. Yeah. Is involved in catching these people. Some people are trying to give Polo and others a bad name. But the result is there. In fact, immediately after they engaged him, we saw a rise in our oil output. Yes. I mean, these things cannot be denied. So all we need to do is encourage them to catch a lot more of these people. Once we catch them consistently, they too will push back.
This kind of, they have people that they work hand in hand. You can't, a whole vessel, take it, people will buy it.
Yes, people that will buy it. I read a report one time that said that at the height of the crude oil theft, that from the here, you can see tankers line up to take crude, stolen crude. What that means is that the security agencies are also part of the problem.
Of course.
You understand? You can't do these things without the knowledge of the Navy. And the problem is that when everybody now started it, because it is highly rewarding, it makes a lot of people to be involved because it is in hard currency. And a lot of people are making so much money from it. So the way we are going now, it's important for us. When people know that they can get away with something, they will do that thing, provided that thing is rewarded. So the problem now got to a point that everybody knew that you can steal. Everybody is doing it. Nobody will talk because the security people too will look the other way. But now that there's a new sheriff in town, that's why we are seeing all this, oh, this illegal. It has always been there. They've always been operating there. But now they are involving different strategies. They are involving people who are part of that problem initially.
Yes, yes.
You understand? Who understands the terrain, who knows. But you know, when Polo was given that contract, apart from Polo, Ayeni and Dagada died, Osa. They also have a company.
Captain Osa.
Captain Osa. They also have a company that was into security, pipeline security. At that time, we were able to meet our quota. But when Buhari came, maybe because he's a general, he felt, why should we be giving security of our pipeline to non-state actors?
Yes.
So he canceled the contract, and everything went wire. And because they allowed it to fester, it became more common. Now that they brought back Polo, because he understand, he knew those places where they were stealing those things. He knows those who were doing that, because he was also part of them. So it's easier for him to be able to close up all those things. It's important for us to involve all the major players in the Niger Delta. I don't like what Asari is doing. Asari is embarrassing everybody, including the president. Because when he met the president the other time, everybody's saying, oh, nonsense actor met. I can understand why we need to bring people like that on board. Like I said, they understand the terrain and they'll be able to help. Though he is talking too much, he's saying a lot of things.
He's
just saying
a lot of rubbish.
A lot of rubbish and crap. You understand? Embarrassing everybody. No, so that.
Some people have been calling us. Why are you not talking about Asari?
Because talking rubbish. Yes,
that's the thing that is everything that we just like to come here and talk about. If, for example, I don't think that what you are saying makes any meaning, why should I accord you that much time to be discussing what you are doing?
Because it's not an issue.
It's not an issue. It's not an issue. It needs to be spoken to, because at the end of the day, it's giving the president a bad name.
Yes, it's embarrassing everybody.
Look at what Asari is doing. Look, it's
embarrassing everybody.
He's a friend of the president. Nobody.
He's not a friend of the president. The president, yes, he knows the president. The president needs to reach out to a lot of people, and I agree with that. I told somebody in one forum that, look, the only way you can solve this problem is to involve those who understand the terrain, who understand. Asari knows the terrain.
He knows.
Yes, he's a former militant leader. So you understand the terrain. When you bring a lot of them, one way or the other, to assist the state, we'll be able to get people who are doing this thing. Because this thing has become mega money for those doing it.
They're not prepared to stop.
Yes, it takes a lot of effort to stop them. Because like I said, it's highly rewarding. And because it's highly rewarding, it's not, forget those people that you see, that when they go and they arrest some few people, those are not the people doing the business. The people doing the business are the rich people who can afford to take tanker, who can afford to put pipeline. Because if you take pipeline from a depot to an oil well head, you understand, it takes a lot of engineering to do that. You need a lot of money, you need a lot of personnel. So those people, and we need to, it's just like drugs. It's just like drugs. If you arrest people, you understand?
You arrest the courier.
The courier, or you arrest people selling, marketing it.
Barons are difficult.
That is not the problem. The real problem is the baron. Because the baron will continue to recruit new people to do those things for him. It is when you get that baron that you stop that thing from source. And we need to stop that thing.